Welcome to our top 10 Nintendo Switch games as we enter the final year of 2025. So be sure to hit the like, subscribe and notification bell buttons as we're going for 5,000 likes in this game. Number 10. Super Mario Party Jamboree. We think this game is the best Mario Party has possibly ever been, with the biggest roster of playable characters in the series and over 110 minigames, combining the best of Super Mario Party and Mario Party Superstars. This title simply brings something truly special and is the best way to play Mario Party on the system, packed to the brim with fun modes and boards that are already classics, much thanks to their variety. It is the new big 2024 holiday seller from Nintendo for a reason, as there's no title that brings the family together and ruins friendships like this one. Not going to lie, it is the most multiplayer fun we have had on the Nintendo Switch in 2024, and with its constant repeat value, it is the game on the list that we might play the most with backwards compatibility on the new system. Super Mario Party Jamboree delivers on its promise, and with solid online content, it is one of the best casual titles on the system that money can buy. It is a game for everyone, as you find both motion-based and traditional basic button-controlled minigames in Nintendo's final fiesta on the Switch. And we continue with the competitive casual titles.
Number 9. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. One of the best-selling games, period, and there is a good reason for that. Especially when the game got 6 DLC waves so late in the system's life cycle and still has a massive online community. That being said, we are judging the base game here. If we counted paid DLC, then this would be higher. Anti-gravity and characters galore and pure competitive fun. Even without DLC, we have the most tracks and races in any Mario Kart game to date, along with the first non-Mario and Donkey Kong non-DLC inclusions ever. Oh, and don't forget the solid battle mode, which was not there on the Wii U version. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is Nintendo's equivalent to GTA 5 and Skyrim in terms of commercial success. The never-ending stream of money has prevented the release of the next title until the successor console. That says everything you need to know.
Number 8. Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Who would have expected a brand new 2D top-down Zelda game the year after Tears of the Kingdom? More so, one which is this good. Until a few days prior to the reveal, very few, but Echoes of Wisdom provided us the most urbanized Hyrule in the series. More settlements than in any other title, all with their own side quests to offer. And that is even before we bring up the main mechanics of the game, exploring as Princess Zelda our way with the power of echoes, all granted from the ethereal Tron, the first new companion in the series since Fi in 2011. It is just that tries better in every way, helpful and granting us the ability to create echoes of objects and monsters, both which can be used by Zelda to crush foes and gain even more echoes. Plus, we also have Bind. This game rewards you like few other Zelda titles, as battling enemies grants you them in your arsenal. And let me just say, the P-Hats, High Level Darknuts and Linos are all great. Plus in certain sections we can play similarly to Link thanks to the Sword Fighter mode, all revealed prior to the launch of the game. Add on top of that one of the best stories and villains in the series, and you have a game that deserves far more attention and sales than it is currently getting.
Number 7. Metroid Dread. Prime 4 Beyond is in 2025 and we can't wait for it. But until that first-person adventure, Metroid Dread is on this list. This latest new installment of Metroid and the timeline set after Fusion, fittingly enough exploring even deeper the many questions tied to the X-Parasite, the Chozo, and Samus herself. Metroid 5 gave us nearly all possible answers to these questions and then some more. This was the handheld DS game everyone thought was dead until Nintendo in the last E3 revealed Dread. The best 2D controls and arguably the best gameplay in the series equals an adventure that, for a change, doesn't go from the top to the bottom of a planet, but instead from the core to the surface, after we land on planet ZDR. This is a game built out of love and respect to the franchise, and we value the masterpiece level design and boss fights as a result. Spain's Mercury's team demonstrated that Metroid thrives every time it is offered to talented studios outside of Japan, as the passion for this franchise lives in the West.
Number 6. Persona 5 Royale. We waited a really long time for the mainline Persona on the Nintendo Switch, and as an apology for our patience, it was the Royale version, which is just packed with content and some amazing music. No doubt the patience paid off. 100 hours or more? Easy as it's the perfect stylistic Tokyo life sim and turn-based battles JRPG title. But you already knew that. What makes Persona 5 Royale special on the Switch is how good of a port it is. Unlike The Witcher 3, it didn't have the good corners, as the art style is tailor-made for the system, and well, the Japanese handheld-dominated market. This is simply the realization of the potential of Persona on Nintendo, and I do hope Persona 6 will be day one on the Switch successor. Persona 5 Royale's gameplay and story is so good, to the point that it is already a true classic, which thanks to its art style and direction, ages like fine wine.
Number 5. Breath of the Wild. The first Nintendo-developed game with a fully seamless world without loading screens, including inside buildings. One of the best new video game maps of all time, with a variety that other games can only dream of. And of course the gameplay, combining jumping, gliding and climbing that has been copied by many thereafter. Breath of the Wild is just as influential as Ocarina of Time was over 25 years ago. A game that changed the industry into something better and skyrocketed Zelda into one of Nintendo's 3 best-selling franchises this generation. That, along with its next-level enemy AI, reviving Blood Moon, and physics engine speaks of the quality of this game that has kept us coming back for over 6 years now. It's just a shame that it has some of the biggest flaws in the boss, dungeon and storytelling department. Plus, compared to the 20th Zelda, this game simply feels like a tech demo when it comes to UI and gameplay. But who knows, it might gain some new life in 4K on the Switch's successor.
Number 4. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. This is the best 2D Mario has been since Super Mario World. And yes, it deserves such a high spot. Simply put, Wonder is next level. The amount of creativity and freedom that producer Takashi Tezuka made with the Mario Kyoto 2D team is insane. No set release window, just proper brainstorm your ideas and bring it to life to redefine 2D Mario. A genre of Nintendo's mascot which was not in the best place until this reveal and release in 2023. Through Elephant Mario, Wonder Flowers and Seeds, ability-altering power-ups, and most of all, badges with a formula that can be built upon on the next system. Super Mario Bros. Wonder may not be the longest game, but the non-linear approach through much of our time in the Flower Kingdom with so many playable characters and Prince Florian as our companion feels like next generation side-scroller Mario. Fun for all the money and a truly creative take on the franchise that bursts with what is going on moments. It is a flower trip and definitely not just the fire kind. Is it the best Mario game though? No, but it is up.
Number 3. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The ultimate fighting game and the best selling as well. It does that even better without the Joker, Banjo, Sephiroth and Sora paid DLC. This game is Masahiro Sakurai at his best, all to ensure the most special and ultimate fighting experience and crossover, both in Japan and in the West. A truly endless game that is the perfect multiplayer title, no matter if you play casual or for glory battlefield with no items. This title has more fighters and stages than any other, plus a nearly endless list of music tracks before Nintendo Music and better remixes of these, all coming together with the most all-rounded mechanics of the beloved series. Masahiro Sakurai has never failed to deliver for Nintendo, even when they slightly failed him with the hardware power of this generation. With that said, the story mode World of Light and the online experience keep this game from a top spot as the ultimate Switch title. Now, before we get to the top 2, a list of our honourable mentions, so let's give them a little introduction. Splatoon 3, the best in the series and with a single player campaign that is definitely worth your time. This Splatoon didn't require paid DLC to be close to the top 10. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, the second best new 3D platformer on the system with an amazing variety of levels and fantastic gameplay. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. The underrated Wii U gem and Bowser's Fury offers the best gameplay and level design, a taste of Nintendo's mascot's future. Pikmin 4, the best new action strategy game on the system with one of the greatest video game companions ever in Ochi, super adorable and helpful. Fire Emblem Three Houses. Teach, and then after a depressing time skip, lead one of the 3 factions to victory in a brutal war. Best gameplay in the series. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition. The most ambitious though blurry port to the system, with all expansions included on a 32GB hard drive. This game is solid on the Switch. Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It is up there with the original and it is an adventure that delivers the Monolith soft quality. For us though, it might be a little bit too long. Animal Crossing New Horizons, the island build title that would have been in top 10 if it wasn't abandoned early. It made the pandemic easier for all of us. That's a pretty good legacy.
Number 2. Tears of the Kingdom. Everything we loved in Breath, with a few exceptions like our beloved cars, but for the most part going above and beyond in an even longer adventure. In the process, Tears partially ruined Breath's legacy, but isn't so far able to surpass its bestseller status. In return, we received 2 new layers to explore and combinations galore, all thanks to Ascend through Elements, fusing of our arsenal, Recall to change the game, and most of all, Ultra Hand, the vehicle and platform build. The introduction of the Zonai and the items for these purposes is an absolute game changer that is the key to this game's verticality compared to Breath's horizontal focus. Skydiving straight from the sky through the surface layer into the depths with no loading screens in between, a true technical feat. At the same time, it is a shame that this game has many weaknesses, as many have pointed out, but not as detailed as Skitty Bitty. The most glaring being recycled story from Breath, with even fewer new named characters, and the repetitiveness and emptiness of the Sky Islands, and far more so for the draining depths. On one side, Tears is a complete refinement from Breath, as nearly everything has been either expanded, improved, or added new purpose, but much also feels more bloated, unbalanced, and yes, empty. And sadly, it affects the new areas like the depths the most. It is due to its higher than other games' price, except for Black Friday, poor aging potential, and abandonment of the game shortly after release that drops it down from the top spot on our list, where we for the first time find a true new game that defines the Nintendo Switch, at least in our eyes.
Number 1. Super Mario Odyssey. The peak launch year exclusive, the game that celebrated the best of the past and added so much more to the present and beyond. Taking all of the beloved aspects of timeless classics like Donkey Kong, Super Mario Bros., Mario 64, Space like in the Galaxy games, and bringing them to a new level with modern and creative ways of playing. Travel through hugely diverse kingdoms, each with their own enticing theme, and use Cappy to capture and take control of enemies and NPCs along your Odyssey. The ultimate blend of modern and classic has been programmed into this title, with nostalgic 2D sections calling back to the plumber's humble roots, contrasted then by the beautifully modelled modern style of enemies and kingdoms. All of this imbues Mario Odyssey with all of the best elements a 3D platformer should deliver.
The only backdrops of this game are the number of kingdoms, and how some of them are used, as this is a game that you never want to end. In return, the DLC we got was completely free, and added some extra value and festive costumes. Though the main reason for its triumph is that the game boasts one of the best post-games in any video game ever, with more areas to explore and plenty of even better than the main quest moon challenges. Combined, this has allowed Super Mario Odyssey to age more gracefully than any other new title on this system. And there you have it, our top 10 Nintendo Switch games. Do you agree? Or do you have a different order? We want to hear it in the comments. And be sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe and press that shiny notification bell if you haven't already. As always, a big thanks to you and all our patreon.com/comearound patrons. Special shoutouts go to our raw producers Zach Johnson and JC Funk, and heroes Holly Wolf, Cheryl and Garrett Hoy. You rock, and please enjoy one or both of these 2 awesome videos.